Hello and welcome. This is the Midday News. The public in the National Capital District and Central Provinces are asked to report crimes, track, help or report inappropriate police conduct to their nearest police station commanders. Commander National Capital District and Central Province, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Turi said there are 10 police stations in NCD plus a police post, which is more than enough for the PSC and the Metro to utilize their manpower to attend to the people. Commander Turi added that in Central Province there are 7 police stations. If the PSC is unable to attend to them, they can report the matter to the Provincial Police Commander or the Metro to follow up with their officers about their conduct. The public is urged to identify themselves when calling the PSC, PPC or Metro and clearly explain why they need police assistance. Nurses have an important role of being the guardian of every life from the womb to the tomb, and so they are urged not to be harsh to patients, but rather gentle and helpful. This was an admonishment delivered by the President of the PNG Nurses Association, Frederick Kebai, at the 3rd graduation of the Tuna Bay School of Nursing recently at the Tuna Bay Taurama Valley campus. While congratulating the 50 graduates, he urged them to have a right attitude to service the patients. He encourages a smiling face when approaching patients because they are the reasons why the nurses are graduating. A human rights organization in Port Moresby received much-needed assistance from Kinabanks's People and Culture Division to support their ongoing efforts in protecting victims of gender-based violence and sexual abuse, advocating against sorcery, accusation-related violence and helping victims access justice. On Tuesday, December 24, 2024, the People and Culture team donated food items, hygiene products including laundry and cleaning detergents to Shelley Cowper, the program coordinator of Magna Carta. Kinabank's senior HR business partner Ani Akinowana said each year the team selects a community organization to support. This year they chose Magna Carta. Social media weather services have exploded in popularity in recent years, especially during natural disasters. Some have millions of followers, but there are calls for consumers to be careful where they get their information.
Is a self-described weather nerd.
Behind the scenes we sit here and we chat about weather for 12, 14, 16 hours a day.
From his spare bedroom near Toowoomba, he comes up with forecasts for one of Australia's largest social media weather pages, Higgins Storm Chasing.
We try and use the resources we've got, whether it's visuals on the ground or radar information, because radar is becoming much more accurate now. We try really hard to use those tools available to us to accurately call weather.
Higgins has more than 1 million followers and is one of many social media weather services to evolve in recent years. These pages not only share forecasts but also videos of wild weather. Anthony Violi runs a service catered to farmers.
So I've got a farming background, so I've always been interested in weather, of course, as most farmers are. Basically, all farmers need to make decisions well ahead of time. You can't. So for next year, you need to be planning already now.
Consumer experts say these pages, while informative, are also a form of entertainment.
It is beyond just a weather forecast.
Consumers check forecasts from multiple sources.
My father, he is a farmer, he will get weather forecasts from 4 sources just to make sure that it's correct, because otherwise it costs them a lot of money.
Queensland has already been hit by heavy rain and more is expected over summer. The state government says residents should check official sources like the Bureau of Meteorology for the latest forecasts and warnings.
Refer to those key institutions like the Queensland Police Service and the Queensland Fire Department for their timely information. It's probably better than hearing it third hand off a random TikTok account.
Some storm chasers say they feel a responsibility to their audience not to exaggerate forecasts.
We also understand that we've got a big public role, obviously with the amount of people that follow us.
Disaster relief is on its way to workers caught up in the bushfire emergency in Western Victoria. The Prime Minister announced income support payments while on the tour of the fire ground. Authorities say a fourth home has been lost as damage. Assessments and containment efforts continue.
Thousands of hectares of lush bushland reduced to cinders. The Prime Minister and Victorian Premier survey the remains and meet fire controllers who worked over Christmas to stop the fire's spread.
Hi, Anthony. This has been a devastating fire event here in the Grampians, and it I think is particularly acutely felt because of the time of year it is.
Burning for nearly 2 weeks, the fire threatens several communities in and around the Grampians National Park before a cool change brought relief late on Boxing Day. Today, Anthony Albanese promised help was on its way. From tomorrow, affected workers and sole traders will be able to apply for up to 13 weeks of income support payments.
That'll help because we've got a massive loan, massive mortgage, especially on all these villas and everything. We've still got staff that we have to pay.
It's the second time in a year fire has threatened Pep Atchison's business. Her cellar door and accommodation were evacuated in recent days. Like so many other business operators in this tourist destination, she'd been hoping for a busy summer.
We're just asking all the people to, rebook, because at the moment refunding, we just don't have the funds to refund everyone back. So we're hoping that everyone can just, rebook and come back and help support the region again.
It's devastating to see the Grampians burn at any time, but particularly in peak summer season, which we know is the key period for people to come and visit this beautiful part of the state.
Communities may be out of the fire's path for the time being, but residents are being warned to watch out for smoke as authorities continue to backburn as much as possible before the weather heats up again next week.
In sports, PNG Kickboxing Federation hosted World Title Belt fights on Saturday, December 28th. 3 PNG representative kickboxers Nelson Sampson, Thomas Kagili and Kaupa Omena squared up against Malaysian opponents in their respective weight divisions. Sampson won his international title belt fight over his counterpart in a dominant display at the Taurama Aquatic Centre, while Kagili and Omena lost their bouts. Oceania Kickboxing Federation President Rostam Atai Muhammad, who was present at the event, said kickboxing has potential to thrive in PNG. He said the sport needs good support from the government and the private sectors to become competitive in the sports like other kickboxing countries.
And everyone who's assisted for it to happen, it can't happen without you, and it's good for the whole country for this to happen. So we're working on it. We want to put PNG in the international platform for kickboxing. So at the moment, when we think about kickboxing, we think of Thailand, we think of Holland, Netherlands. I want PNG to be one of those names, and I can see the potential there. It's just a bit of work that's required behind it. The most important thing is, I believe, the love for the sport, to have the heart, and then from there, anything can happen.
And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for main news bulletin. Bye.